what? Burn the painting, sell the ashes. If you buy the digital thing, sell the ashes. My idea, trademark, David Hochbaum, copyright 2021.
I'm sorry?
I knew that happened. I could tell.
I was like, God damn it!
I could tell by your shit. Fuck.
Because my phone, I gotta take Skype off of my phone because my phone was ringing, then my iPad's ringing, then my fucking computer's ringing.
I think we started the last episode this way.
There you go. Well, hey, we're back again. All right.
So everything's the same.
Yeah.
Let me get my coffee. Hi, buddy.
How you doing, man?
It's sunny, and then it's snowing, and then it's sunny again.
Snowing in Mass, yeah?
Yeah.
No snow here.
We had like a legit 2-minute snowstorm.
Yeah.
And then the sun broke out while it's 45 degrees outside.
Yeah.
So it was a very interesting weather we're having.
Yeah. I was just talking to my father, and my father was doing the whole thing, and they live right on the ocean, so he's like, it's snowing. Oh, no, just stop. And then I'd like talk to him for a while about whatever, and then he's like, oh, it's snowing again.
Yeah, that was happening. It was happening. And then the robins are singing in the trees and the sun is shining. And seriously, we got like 4 seasons in a day. Right.
Nice, dude. Can't complain about that. It's good. Sounds like a good day.
Yeah, good day. Good day. It's been a good day. But I have some stuff on my mind, and I wanted to share with you because I feel like, you're a good guy to talk to about these things.
Mm-hmm.
And it keeps coming up in my news feed. It keeps coming up right now. People are talking to me about it and it's the NFTs.
Yeah, big news.
These non-fungible tokens for art.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been pissing me off.
I know it has. I know it has. Dude, when I first seen this, I said to myself, this is going to irritate the fuck out of David.
Well,
I was like, because I knew we were going to have this conversation.
Well, the day has come, and I don't want to wait too long because I don't want it to be already like old hat or like. I just want to confront this thing now, before I have any real concrete thought about it.
Yeah,
because it's still like made very little sense to me.
Yeah,
it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Like I understand what it is and the concept behind it and how it's used for, things like music and art and digital, digital entities.
Yeah,
but the whole thing that's happening with people making millions of dollars off of their work, but millions of dollars of non-fungible tokens. Yeah. Not like here's $1 million. No, here's $1 million in NFT. Well, it's not like it can.
You are though. I mean, I mean, I don't know. Did you get into crypto like currency yet?
Well, I don't. I have a real layman's grasp on the whole thing because I don't work with it. It's not involved in my life, so I don't have any real understanding of how it works.
Like I just recently got into it, so like I got Bitcoin, right? And so Bitcoin is like it's it's currency. It's like it's just whenever I decide to cash out or how much I choose to cash out, it'll go back into my bank account of wherever it is within the market at that point. Like it's going back up again. The other week it went down a bit.
Right.
In that but it seems
so.
Like,
you're collecting Bitcoin now.
Yeah, and I want to get into a couple other ones as well because I think aside from the NFT stuff, I think that is definitely going to be the way of the future for sure. I mean, it's
really. You think that Bitcoin's the currency of the future?
Yeah. Because I'm not going to hold you to it. Because we're living in, it's the same way that we would say, the same thing about TVs or like microwaves or, I mean, and granted, I know we're talking about currency.
Microwaves are just a fad. Microwaves are just a fad, by the way.
Exactly. Right. So I think that is going to be where we are. I don't even, it's definitely the way that we're going to be headed.
Right.
Whether paper money and all that stuff exists and sticks around, who the fuck knows? I don't know.
Well, we're already working with. I mean, paper money is a form of credit anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a note that
the
promises you that you could, cash it in for its value for exchange for goods or whatever, what have you.
Yeah.
And the concept I understand and it makes sense. Yeah. But these, like, the ownership of the
so
digital
that's
images,
crazy. Yeah.
I mean,
it's wild.
I understand because there is such a, I don't know, everything is so accessible, right? The accessibility of images on the internet, whether it's music, images, or movies or whatnot, people want to retain their ownership over their creations, or people who buy want to retain exclusive rights or ownership over whatever they're spending their money on. Mm-hmm. But, oh shit, there's my pen, sorry. But I'm losing my mind over this like exchange of like millions and like $63 million for this digital piece of nothing existence.
Yeah. Well, that's because like so that's partially because the blue chip world got involved in this, right? So it's a bunch of really rich people right now just trading their money around, and like some people even thought is this like some kind of pyramid scheme type of thing, or some type of Ponzi scheme, or like talking about.
My head immediately went there, like thinking how the art world is a bubble, right? Yeah. And that they've created like another bubble.
Absolutely.
Because things are stagnant, and they've been looking for a new way to, have some foundation in the art market anyway.
Yeah.
And right now it's a tough time for art because it's a luxury commodity and not everybody's like ready to shell out for luxury. Mm-hmm. But I find it really, really hurts the majority of artists.
Why though?
Well, I
feel like that's no different than what's already happened within the blue chip world. The only thing the difference here is that this is actually a world that you could possibly get involved in and maybe possibly make some money within that world. However, it does seem, I was talking to a buddy of mine because we've been going back and forth for like a couple weeks now about this. It does definitely seem like it is more of they are selecting who that they want to elevate, and right. that and what work they're deciding is valued and all that stuff. Because you see crazy shit all the time when you go on these websites that are selling this NFT, right? And that because
I haven't even explored that. I haven't got online. I haven't seen who's doing it, how they're doing it,
and it's expensive too to get in the game. Like my buddy put one up just as an experiment, and it cost him over $160 just to get the work on the site that he put it on. So it's like, and that's just for one piece, and you got people that do multiple pieces. But however, you got people.
Did he sell?
Oh, I don't know. He just did it recently. I haven't talked to him since then. But yeah, I mean, it's wild. Like so the Beepo or whoever's listening, what I fucked up his name or whatever, but I've been following this dude for years, right? Or whatever, for a while now, because he does really cool digital art and stuff like that, and does really cool stuff. He's the guy that totally blew up and made this shit like wild, right?
Well, that makes sense because digital artists have a harder time, maintaining ownership because it's so accessible. So that anybody could. If anybody could download it, then why would one person pay more for the ownership of it when anybody could sort of have it?
Yeah, but it's all about the clout, right?
Right. It's like bragging rights, really, for
absolutely
like ownership of an image.
I think no different too than the way that some people can be like, look at my Picasso, and they're buying the Picasso not because they love Picasso's work, but because they fucking want to be able to say that they own Picasso.
But they could also say that it's authentic. It's also a way of authenticating that this is the real thing. Mm-hmm. That, this is the real Picasso, not the fake or the replica or
Yeah,
print or whatever.
yeah, yeah. So,
But
what you gonna say?
no, I'm really just trying to wrap my head around it still. I
Yeah.
don't, I, but like,
So, so I want to get back to the Beeple thing. So
yeah,
he made like $3 million or 6 million. I forget what it is. It's $6 or $3 million in one day, right? And
right,
that off of this. But after talking to my buddy about it, I realized, oh, Christie's got involved with this.
right, right,
So it's hit that already this soon.
right.
You know, I don't know how the how long the NFT has been around, but but uh uh but
But it seems like this cryptocurrency is a rich person's game already.
no,
It's like
well, I mean, a lot of people that had no money got into it early on, and then they're, you know, because like say one Bitcoin right now is worth $40,000 roughly. I don't know, maybe 45, whatever, right? Um,
right,
and you had people in the very beginning, smart people that found out how they could buy it, and you know, they bought one Bitcoin. I mean, they bought multiple Bitcoins because back then, to say a Bitcoin was like, you know, $20 or $10, and now
right,
their $10 have turned into 40 million. You know,
right.
I'm sorry, 40,000, right? So,
But that's so crazy. I mean, it just like
it was more of a nerd thing in the beginning, you know.
yeah, I remember it was
Yeah,
very geeky,
yeah.
you know. But it just seems like it's such a unstable currency.
Well, it's really not though. It's doing great. It's the best. It's like it's the best investment I've ever invested in, you know, so
Really?
far. Yeah, because I mean, it's like, you know, I didn't put I don't have a lot of money in there by any means at all, but like, you know, I just put in $10 a week for a while and stuff like that,
Right.
and Bitcoin's definitely the highest versus like, Ethereum, like Ethereum's what everybody's using right now for the NFT or whatever that shit is all
Right.
Ethereum. And there's other ones. So now I'm to the point where, you know, I want to start to try to put a little bit into other ones because you don't know which one's going to take off, and there's so many different ones out there right now. But it's like, you know, I don't know what the percentage is to the dollar or whatever, but it's definitely, you know, I'm making more than my money sitting in a bank account off of
Right. Right. Right.
off of Bitcoin. You know,
Your money's
the
growing.
interest. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So, but I wish I got into it years ago. You know, when
Sure. Like
you know,
real estate, just like real
yeah,
estate.
yeah,
You know.
but yeah,
But if you don't have a head for stuff like that, then you're not keeping an eye or
yeah.
ear to the ground about, you know,
Well, yeah.
stock market and stuff like that. You know,
Well,
it seems very similar to that world.
the other thing too that my buddy was telling me is because, you know, he was telling me in the very beginning it was super shady too. You had to call like numbers and then
Hmm.
like give your account information on these, like, so you don't know who the fuck you're giving your shit away
Yeah,
to, you know.
exactly,
You know,
exactly.
because in the beginning you didn't know how to do it. You know, now you can just download an app and do it. You know, and that.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I mean, I think that stuff. I don't. I think cryptocurrency is only going to grow for sure. The
But
NFT thing.
yeah, I'm curious. How does a two-dimensional visual artist like yourself or myself get involved with the ownership of digital imagery?
Well,
Of
I mean, one thing
do you destroy the original?
yeah, the one
And
thing I thought about doing is because I want to experiment with it, and that, you know, just to do it right. But I'm going
right,
to do a painting, and then I'm gonna maybe do a little bit of digital stuff to it as
right,
well, and then I'm gonna, like, you know, cut the original up and fucking, you know, light it on fire or whatever. You know, maybe
right,
not that dramatic, but something fun. But
right,
but there's a lot of people that are doing paintings, selling the paintings, plus selling the original digital, the only
right.
digital, you know, or else multiple editions as well. You know, there was one guy who sold, who his digital painting sold for more than his original painting sold for.
See, I don't understand. What are people getting from that though? The digital like ownership of something.
I just
I don't understand
bragging rights, I guess.
the motivation. Now it's hard enough,
Yeah.
like, and I'm speaking just from an individual point of view. You know, it's hard enough to be motivated to create a piece of work, trying to not think about, oh, how much money I'm going to make, because I don't like thinking about.
You can't think about that's you know,
right?
Yeah.
And I find that to be a very like just a poisonous element to add to the reason why you create something.
Yeah.
You know, why I create something.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But but I find it unavoidable to be like not involved that in part of the process. Like if you're going to create a painting strictly for digital, like it's already in your mind. This is made to become a digital only painting. And I'm only talking about people who start out as oil painters or 3D painters or whatever, sculptors. And you're already like accepting the concept that, you know, this is for money purposes, I'm going to destroy this, you know, and keep a digital thing. So
but see, you're looking at the money aspect of it. I don't even think about it like for money. I look at it as just a fun project where it'd be just a fun thing to do. And it's like, if I make nothing from it, it was just something fun to do. And to also say when this little bubble happened, and you know what? I thought the blue chip art world was going to be a bubble too, and there's nothing that stopped that shit. I mean, we could have the fucking economy crisis and everything else. We're in a pandemic. It doesn't seem like there's anything slowing that down. So I sometimes keep on thinking, hey, this is probably just going to be a bubble too. But who knows? Maybe this shit will keep on fucking growing and growing and growing. But anyways, it'd be fun just to you know, dip your toes in it. And
how would you go about it? Because I'm like I said, layman. I have no idea. I want to turn my painting into an NFT thing.
So
what do you do?
So I've watched some videos on YouTube. That's how I learn how to do everything these days.
Sure.
And it just, you know, what you do is after you turn it into a digital image, whether it's a photo, and then you can turn it into a JPEG, a GIF, or a fucking PNG or whatever, right?
Sure.
Then you upload it to the site. You have to pay money to have it hosted, I guess, on that site. But once you pay that thing, you're done. You know, it's not like you're gonna keep doing it every month. The craziest part about this, that's so fun about this, is that these artists that are making crazy amounts of money, who are selling, say their artwork sells for $10,000 or whatever. Say it sells for $100, and then somebody else turns around, flips it, and they're able to flip it for $100,000. That artist is making 10% on every sale in the future of that work.
Really? So how is that locked in?
Boom! That's fucking so dope. So that's because of so that's you know, it's part of like the way that it's locked in. It's blockchain. It's like protected by blockchain, and that I believe. You know, I know nothing really about this stuff. I'm just learning out about it now. But
no, it's good. But that's why I want to talk it out, because like it's like walking into a crime scene. And you see, you know, what the fuck just happened here? I'm losing my mind. I don't understand. And when I see the names of people who are making the big money, these are people who are already connected with money and already are connected with resources to show their work. They have the name. They have the connections. They're being pushed by Christie's. They're married to, you know, Tesla. They have the
You got like artists that are selling their entire albums and shit like that.
They're doing this thing because they've already got access to the people who you know. So
I have been seeing people that's why I was looking at it the other day. I'm like, is this for real? Because like this artist,
like an illusion.
I am finding artists that I've, you know, I Googled them. I've never heard about them. You know, when I Google them, it's not even like they have crazy traffic or they're you know, you know, and they're doing it, you know, but I don't think it's like, you know, I think if I did get into this, right, and try to experiment, for me to think that I'm gonna be successful at it, I think is being crazy. You know what I mean? Because I think it does come down to who's willing to elevate this person. You know what I mean? Who's willing to buy these things? The same way that the blue chip world works. You know what I mean? You go to a gallery, there's this unknown artist, but yet the gallery guy is telling you that this is the This is the guy. This is the new up and coming guy.
But this is more relevant now and accessible because it's all virtual and everything seems to be like virtual gallery, virtual viewings.
And you have people dropping crazy money on it. But you already see it happen. I forget this one guy's name, but this is this one guy who's elevating all these people who were like buying their shit and then turning around and selling it for way more and getting other people to buy their shit. And he keeps promoting to buy these certain artists and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, you're promoting to buy them now when their stuff is selling for $100,000, but before that, their shit was like people were buying their stuff for like $500.
Yeah. You know? They're called like these pseudo taste makers. These people who are like trying to.
Yeah, I mean, I think this thing has to bottom out, like at least a bit. You know what I mean? And all these things that are at this high rate right now of elevation of expense are going to drop way the fuck down again, and then it will probably eventually start growing again. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think that this can be sustained. You know what I mean? You know,
right?
Like, because it's
pretty wild west right now out there with the
yeah. I think it's so exciting. You know, I think that that's why I want to try to do it. You know, but who knows? I don't know if I'll get around to it.
Well, maybe maybe I'm a convert. Maybe I should also look into, because I have a couple of people suggest to me to look into it and maybe try it out. And right away I start thinking, fucking bullshit, like
more thing. That's what I was thinking as soon as I started looking at this. I was like, oh, David's gonna hate this.
Yeah, because it's one more way of removing what I find special about art, or focusing in on on the commodity side of it and the ownership side and the part about it that is nothing to do with art. Like, where's the art in this? Yeah. It's a business. It's a real business, and business and survival is a big part of an artist's situation as well. But it really just like overemphasizes a very superficial, facet of art, and it elevates the attention paid to trending art, topical, culturally trending art, and popular culture art, and the kind of stuff that I really have a hard time digesting as like the spokesperson for art. It's like you used to go to the club and they would play cool music, but now they only play popular music because that's what everyone wants, and they make more money that way, and I understand, but it also eliminates a place where you can go where you could,
But those clubs, you're always going to find that club. You're always going to find that. Those clubs don't go away. Yeah, like exactly.
They go out of business because nobody's going there anymore. It's not making money. People aren't like paying to go to these places, and mostly the people who like it are too poor anyway, so they can't afford the counterculture.
I look at it more like if you changed your whole way of making art and everything because of something like this, then that would be fucking crazy, right? That would be absurd, right? But just because
I mean, I gotta.
I also, it's the same thing with me saying, I'm only gonna use quill and ink. I'm no longer gonna use a pen. Like, what's this whole pen thing?
That's
I mean, I guess it's different, but it's like the I don't even guess. That's definitely different. But the idea of like I don't know. I just think it's fun, and it's like. And it's just something that's happening right now, so it's
an interesting twist. It is, but the part it's also hard to understand. It maybe because it is. I mean, for me, it is combining a lot more like this, the financial part. Like, it's like gambling. It's a little Las Vegas. It's a little bit stock market. It's a little bit like, like nerdy gamer shit. Like once you start getting purely virtual things, and it's a little greedy too. There's something that's very greedy about it. And saying like people like Grimes making all this money for their garbage. It's like, it's like exploitation of something that I hold dear, that I find like that is like it's like a desecration to to a place, because it's modernizing it, or just like now it's going to be all about the financial, like what cashing in on art because
that's
it's
not like
popular
that
to
punk
do this
rock
right
in
now.
you that's coming out.
Well, or just like it's stubborn idiot. It could be like my Neanderthal brain.
I look at it like this for me is never going away. You know what I mean? It's never
Right.
going away. It's granted, you're always going to have people that want tangible artwork. It's
Right.
And even that too. Like I can't think about the financial side of like that stuff because that's what fucks me up. Like within my work, if I start thinking about the money aspects and stuff like
Right.
how much things sell for or what this thing is. I mean, granted, at one point or another, something's going to go in the gallery. You got to put a price on it. Of course.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
It's still part of our. We're used to that.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't like. I know what you're talking about with this, but like in the way, I just don't really think about that aspect of it. I think more about the just the fun side of doing experimenting and trying
and
something,
and it's making something accessible to artists that normally was not.
Yeah,
because
I love the story of all these people that are becoming to be super wealthy, like all these artists that are becoming to be, super wealthy and shit. And it's like that's amazing, Like this dude,
yeah, but what does their art? What does their art look like, though?
I know. Well, but okay. So the Beeple guy, right? He has been doing, and again, I'll get this wrong, so whatever. But like for 5 years straight now, or something like that, every day he's putting up a brand new piece of artwork, right? And a lot of his shit's like animate, but some of it's like animation, like incredible animation, all this other stuff like that. And by midnight, he always has up a new piece of artwork. So for 5 years, he's been fucking doing this straight, And, now it's finally like for him, whether Chrissy's got involved or not, it paid off,
Right.
Now he's a millionaire,
Yeah.
And that's cool. I love that, And then I love the aspect too within this world of this right now where these people are making a percentage every single time it gets sold.
That's interesting. I didn't know about
nuts.
That. When it comes to the secondary market of the art, the artist is protected by an automatic percentage. That's
incredible.
That's something I had no idea about. And that's great.
Yeah. And especially with the inflation of all this stuff is selling for right now, it's nuts.
Yeah, because
crazy
somebody's buying for $50 and then selling it for $100. The artist is not getting fucking left in the lurch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how that works, but if the artist is legally protected or the seller is
a lot of the websites too, which are really cool. You can see the tracking of an image, so it shows you how many times it's been sold. It shows you what it originally sold for, how many times it's been sold, what it's sold for each time it's been sold. So it shows you this whole. It's pretty rad.
Can you recommend any websites?
Somebody
who's never done.
I have them all in my computer, so I'll send them to you after.
All right.
I
want to look deeper into this
at least
because
4 of them that I've been to.
If this is something I could spend a couple of minutes, a day or a week looking into to try out, I just don't want to get involved in any more of these here's a new social media site where there's no ads. Everyone, let's go here, and then it doesn't work. Or here's a new this, or I don't do these peripheral artists DIY thing.
Well, you got to look at this more like an online gallery that gives you probably no exposure, other than the exposure that you promote yourself on your social media.
See, that's the thing. When people want to see the work in the gallery, can they stumble across it, or do they have to?
I mean, I've obviously stumbled upon people's work that seem to be all over the place in value too, where some people are selling it for 0.1 ether, or whatever the fuck that it's called, the cryptocurrency, ether. You give me some ether, Ethereum, right? So and then and then when on that same page you'll see somebody who's selling somebody say they're selling it for 5 Ethereum, which equals up to $19,000. So
yeah, that's more math too. Fuck.
Yeah, but it does that. It does it all for you. You know what I mean?
So if you say, "Oh, I want to sell this for $100," it will calculate the.
That I don't know, but I'm sure. Yeah, it must. It must.
Yeah.
How much you want to make from this?
Weird.
Yeah.
Do you have to buy Ethereum to sell for Ethereum?
Yeah, because you have to when you post it to that site, you're paying them in Ethereum.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But you have to open up an Ethereum.
Get an app and check out Coinbase. I've been using Cash App, but I'm gonna switch over to Coinbase because that's, I guess my buddy was telling me, that's like the one that's where you can buy multiple different cryptocurrencies and stuff. If you want to check it out.
Oh, it sounds like a rabbit hole, man.
It is. It's
you're so into it. I wish you wouldn't keep so many secrets from me and finding all
I just literally when that guy Beepo, I know I've said his name wrong, but when it
looks like Beeple.
Yeah. When he blew up, that's when I found out about, like, when that sale happened. So I guess a few weeks ago, maybe, I don't know. It came up in my YouTube, and I was like, "What is NFT?" And then I was like,
right.
And then my buddy's pretty hip to like technology shit, and he's also a painter. So I hit him up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, dude." So then we went, we were talking about it and stuff. But
crazy.
Yeah.
Can I find you online, your work anywhere right now for NFTs?
Me? No, I haven't done anything with it yet. Because I want to like do one and then make kind of like a thing out of it.
Right.
Where it's like I probably destroy the original and all that stuff.
Right.
Because it'd be cool. I mean, I don't know if it'd be cool. It'd be cool for me. It'd be cool. That's what I mean by cool.
Yeah. And if nobody buys it, at least you get the digital image for yourself.
Yeah. But like, and then another thing about it too is that people also have like, this is where a lot of people's shit have exploded within, but they've already had definitely big recognition. I think big followership in the art world. But there was like one guy who was selling an open edition, of these NFTs of just this one image, and you had, say, an hour or 2 hours to buy it within that time, and say he was selling each one for, I don't know what it was, $400 or something like that, and it just fucking exploded. And then he sold like I think $1 million or a couple $1 million worth of things within that 1 hour.
Yeah.
His markup value from a couple days ago was only like a couple $100 or like $100 or something like that. It wasn't much,
Right.
But it wasn't also like this bigger open edition. But that other guy, Beepo, did the same thing too, where his things were, a lot of these people are like selling within a period of time. You had all this time to do it. My buddy actually went to go get one of his just the other week or whatever, because he was releasing one, and you couldn't even, the site just kept crashing. You couldn't even get on it,
Wow.
And that. But then you have people like you have Banksy that released one, and his only sold for $60,000, which I say only, not that that's not a lot of money, but but in comparison of what other people are selling this for, you thought his would have been, in the millions or something.
So let's say you're a person who's like, you got $600, you want to buy one of their fucking things. You go on the site and you buy it, and you're like, I got one.
Yeah.
Now what do you do with it?
I guess you just have it in your, you just have that cred. However, like Beepo, what he was doing with his stuff, he did fucking rad as shit. Like, so his was selling for $900 from him. And then you've got a box that came to your house with like inside this plastic, thick ass plastic thing that it was specially made in was like the image of what you bought. and then as you moved it, like it would animate or some shit, And
Yeah,
then
like
he also came with like came with like, I think it was like the cum rag, because you're gonna get so hard over this. So came with like a little rag that was in the box, and it came with a coin, and then it came with and then it came with something else.
So it's like when you go to a bar mitzvah or a fucking birthday for Sweet 16, you get a little bag of party favors.
Well, actually, to be fair, I think
the thing that
what he's offering with that is huge. I mean, that's like getting a limited edition, buying a very expensive limited edition print, because they're all numbered and everything, I believe.
But it's all digital.
Well, that was physical that you get, as well as you get the clout, the bragging rights that you bought one of these things, and then you can turn around, which people are doing.
It's just, I
know it doesn't seem like your thing, man.
It really just like to be in a room full of people who are into this kind of thing would make me be like, I hate all of you. I think it's like, oh, this is so cool because then you get money and then you get this and then it's just for the money and then you have the thing. It's like fine. Why am I hanging out with you guys? Why don't you just go hang out with the douchebags at the down on Wall Street? It's the same kind of like mentality of this like. It sounds like a lot of like wizardry and carnival barking, and like dressing it up. It's like, no, it's really cool because look at this cool brochure. You get to then tell your father you're successful.
But that's all. But that's that whole world, though. That's that whole world. You know what I mean? That's that world. I mean, I think in a lot of the galleries that we worked,
but
that's not that world, right?
It pisses me off. It pisses me off the same way that a musician should get pissed off that like to say Limp Bizkit is music. It's like, yes, I make music, but you're in the same fucking category as Limp Bizkit. It's frustrating because it's garbage. And it's like, oh, you're a musician too. It's like, and now like this is art. This is art. It's like, where's the art in any of this? I find it to be just like, it's clever. It's more like tongue in cheek shit. It's like how to get clever with shit, and it's.
Well, I think the whole basis of it is it's a way that pure digital artists, like there's some of these sites they won't even accept your work unless it's all digitally made, and so I think it is a way for these pure digital artists to actually be able to.
It's true.
If they're not working for a publisher or something like that, it's another way for them. Samuel has put stuff on there. Samuel Araya?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think he just put something up. I don't know, the other week that I noticed or whatever. I seen it on Twitter.
I can imagine artists like Victor Cohen. Victor Cohen's another one of those pure digital artists.
And
I mean, I guess it does open up the market, to direct to the artist, which is good.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's a step up. I don't know, man. I can't. Maybe I'm too dense. I can't wrap my head around it, and
it is. I mean, I'm having a hard time following it too. I mean, it's making a little bit more and more sense with the more videos I watch about it and stuff because. And then I've been watching.
Yeah, that's why I want to talk to you about it. The more we talk about it, it's sort of like get a understanding.
Yeah,
what the fuck's going on?
Because I've been watching tutorials of just how to even get your work on these sites and like how to upload and how to, you know what I mean, and all.
Because frankly, I'm also tired of missing the fucking boat on shit because like you keep trying to like.
I know it took you a long time before you got on Instagram. I remember you being like, fuck that thing. Fuck one more fucking social media thing.
Well, it makes me mad too because it's like forcing my hand in a way. It's like if it was up to me, I wouldn't have to deal with having to be able to survive by doing like virtual and crypto and all this shit. But it's like when you have no choice because there's no other way around it, then you have to sort of like accept, and it's like a stage of denial. And grief. It's like
I honestly don't think that this is a world for us to play in. But I think it's a world for us to play in, but I don't think it's a survival world for us.
Yeah, but why? Is it because we're not popular enough? We're not good enough?
number one, because we're not popular enough, for sure, right? Number two, we're not.
Such a loser. I'm tired of being a loser. I want money on my work, but I also don't want to be like. I feel like I'm going to put on like my dad's too big suit and show up and be like, "Hello, here's the business." You know,
is this my house?
Yeah, what do I have to do to make a little money around here? Because this arty stuff is really not doing it. Whereas the art of the deception of art is like the art. And I get it, fine, trends and things, you know, drive things in a certain way, but it just like has it tastes like GMOs to me. It's like modified food. It's like plastic. But I'm sure I'm wrong on so many levels, because if it opens up doors for artists to maintain rights to their work, especially if they're creating in the digital field, I think it's fucking
That's
great.
what I would think is like how wonderful this would be if the exposure of this could lead over, you know, into the other art, into the physical art world, where you're buying physical work, and somehow you could get, you know,
you could trace the
sales, and you would get a percentage of that. You know, that's never going to happen, I'm sure, but you know,
it's not because it's physical, because they take in their house, they can move, like, and they're gone, and you're not going to keep calling them every week. Hey, do you still have that painting? Prove it. You know? If it's online, you could track it like a heating bill. Did I pay my bill? Yes, you paid it. You just go online. It's there. But it then also puts all the focus more into this virtual world, and it's less and less real, and less.
Well, we are. Yeah, I mean, there is no doubt we are going to be virtual. You know, like, I mean, we are virtual. We're going to continue to be virtual, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, that's why I feel that you know, I do think that cryptocurrency and all that stuff is definitely going to be the way of the future. Whether it's when we're dead and gone, who the fuck knows? But, you know, it's just the progression of things. However, again, there's always going to be a want for that and for that. You know, there's always going to be a want for physical, tangible work.
But I guess it makes sense while these trends are blowing up and people are making money off of, you know, selling invisible money. Be nice to get in on something, because I feel like we paid some dues getting to this point.
Yeah,
it's like, well, what about the guys who were involved before this was here?
Yeah,
you know, who've been fucking, you know, hitting the boards and busting their ass for years, and then somebody comes along and it's like, oh, here's a new thing, let me try this. Millionaire. It's like, and I'm an artist, and I get to say I'm an artist. It's like, at the same time, it's like, it's like it's like if I fixed my mom's toilet, you know, for the water to keep flowing. Now I have a plumber's license.
The bobber.
I'm a plumber. Give me here's $1 million for, you know, and like,
but you have that within our world too. You have a guy who duct tapes a banana to a wall and it sells for fucking $100,000 or whatever. I mean, you have that.
That breeds. It's like that's what this kind of stuff breeds, though, and it legitimizes it, and it supports it. It gives it more of a platform. We're going to see more bananas taped to walls getting sold. People are going to sell farts in a jar, without a doubt. Someone's going to sell their fart and
put a crucifix in a jar and piss in it, and, you know.
Andre Serrano. Andre Serrano. We were talking about bartering art for doctor visits.
I know. Yeah, that's right.
Andre Serrano was the one that I sat across in the waiting room for the same doctor who was trading art for health. But you know what I mean? And
absolutely.
So it's the same old. It's like, how much worse Art Basel is going to be now because of NFT. You know, it's just going to be like, oh my God, did you go to that place that doesn't exist to not see something? Oh my God, I told you didn't. And
but, like, I mean, but my thing is like, that's not even my world anyway, you know? So it's like, it doesn't affect me. And this is one playground that I can at least, even if nobody sees it or nobody even knows about it, I can at least put something in it and go, hello?
Yeah,
I made something too.
going to be the one hiding in the middle of the jungle gym, kind of like whacking off. I hope nobody sees me here. Because nothing's going to happen anyway. I'm just like, yeah. Oh, I'm totally, after talking to you about it, I want to try it.
It's like, I'm going to invest a lot of money into it.
I'm going to put $50,000 in immediately. I don't have money to invest. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's like,
oh, I think that game is way too dangerous in the sense of, like, I mean, I'm not saying that you would, but like when we're buying and selling art and shit right now.
If I had money to invest, I might, because it's in the world that I work in, which is art. Yeah. You know, in the stock market, I just don't understand. It's not. It's like
I see
completely different. But you know, if I had $10,000 that I'm burning a hole in my pocket, I'd sooner invest in trying something that would lead to more.
Yeah, and something that you like as
my own.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd probably hire somebody who knows the stock market and invest in stocks and bonds, because art is so unstable. Yeah. But I would try it. I'd be more likely to try it. Yeah. But, you know, as a poor artist, you know, who's like hoping that they can afford the subscription to, you know, SoundCloud for another year, yeah, it's hard to imagine. Serious, and is it something that requires maintenance? Like, do you have to continuously be involved in it, or can you throw it up there and leave? And if you do that, is it less chance of actually making money because of that? Like,
no, yeah. From my knowledge, once you put it up there, that's where it lives, you know, and that's where it is, and then you get notified if it sells or whatever, you know.
All right, let's put some work up there. You know what we should do? We should take all our collaborative paintings that are sitting here collecting dust.
Yeah. If you want to invest that amount of money into it, then
I mean, how much money if I take a painting to invest into? I want to take a painting.
Every single time you make a post, it's like over $160.
$160.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say $500. $500 investment. Yeah. Right. Let's say you get 3 paintings up to two paintings. Let's say 2 paintings.
You always think so big, like in that way. You do one, and you see what happens with one first.
I think if you're going to put you dip your foot in the pool, let's put all 5 toes in. Like,
no.
You know, and because
that's probably because I'm a cheap bastard when it comes to money. But
the more you put in, the bigger the chances are, right? Yeah. So it's increase.
That's not true. It's not always true.
See, this is why I don't.
Yeah, you do one. You do one.
I just
you do one, and then if it sells, and then you're like, wow, I sold that for $300. I'm going to take another $160 out of that $300 I just made, and I'm going to invest another $160. You know. Yeah. And then put it back in the machine that way. You do one. Yeah, I'm going to do one. I'm going to make one. Make it. Make one, destroy one, or the same one.
I want to make one, make it purely digital, and
there you go. Yeah, and then also too, people are also doing GIFs, whatever the fuck they're called, where they're animating them.
Well, here's another debate: what are they called, GIFs or GIFs?
I know. You know what? I call them GIFs all the time. But yet I was just listening to a podcast where the guy kept calling them a GIF, and I was like, I hate that word because I think about peanut butter. That's it.
Yeah, Jiffy.
You know, so right. You know, but yeah. Anyway, GIF. You know, people are making GIFs. People are doing videos as well. People are doing like long ass videos too. I don't know how the hell they're getting those up there. You know, but like you have directors that are putting up whole videos, right. Like 10-minute long videos or whatever.
And some albums that way.
Yeah, albums and stuff. You know,
it's another marketplace. I guess it's just another marketplace, but
absolutely, and it's just and it's exciting. You know what I mean? And granted, anybody is gonna, I was gonna say rape the system. Like any single time you get something going on,
Right? Yeah, you're gonna get somebody exploit.
Yeah, exploit it, not rape, exploit it.
Milk it or
whatever. It's always gonna happen. It's always gonna happen. And it's like, so you can look at it that way, or you can look at it as, oh, this is something kind of exciting that's happening. Okay.
Unrelated.
Mm-hmm.
Can Can I borrow $160?
Let me get your Venmo. No.
I will give you.
I will raise you.
I will give you. I'll give you this piece of work. See, I have this.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
There you go. You should have did a video of just this. Well, we got the video.
Right. This is it.
And
okay.
Make that your
$160. Pay me now,
go.
And that's yours.
There you go. See? If anybody's interested, I've just seen that.
Let's hurry up because tonight is garbage night, and I will be taking it out, and I will send you the scraps. Garbage. That's a good idea. You know what? Burn the painting, sell the ashes. If you buy the digital thing, sell the ashes. My idea, trademark, David Hochbaum, copyright, 2021.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
How about we just sell this podcast?
Yeah, so there you go. You, I know, dude, I'm sure it's already been done. I'm sure it's already been done.
But anybody could listen to it for paying.
I know, but it's not about that's the thing ownership. That's the thing that took me so hard to wrap my fucking head around. I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around it. Is that it's all about saying yes, but I own one of these, or I own only one.
The line is crossed. Like, let's say somebody could make a print of an image, but they can't sell that image.
Absolutely.
Right, but they can't do it already. That's already a thing you can't do.
Yeah, I mean, you go look on eBay and you'll still find it, but yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. I got to make some money so I could spend some money to try to make some money.
Yeah. I know. Isn't that the
It's like I got to buy a
wheel?
shovel to unbury the shovel that I buried in the yard. I can't. I'm trying desperately to sell digit online. I'm online trying to sell my work every week, and I can't sell fucking something that I slaved over for like months. And
well, I mean, that should, I mean, like, I think about the idea of like the response sometimes I'll get from a drawing that literally took me 20 minutes to do versus a painting that I've spent months working on, and it's like I get a much better response over the drawing. I'm like,
it's heartbreaking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what's the matter with you?
Yeah,
I just put my painting in yoga pants, and all of a sudden everybody loves it. Oh, so good.
Stretch.
Stretch it out.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for enlightening me a bit on this, because I really was in the dark about the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just read like basic stuff, but you've been exploring this a little bit more than I knew.
A little bit. I mean, I'm still completely in the dark with it as well, but I mean, it's got, I got the door open a little bit, so that light from outside in the hallway is kind of pouring in a little bit. So if I have to go to the bathroom late at night,
it makes me more curious, because I'm not going to say like, I respect Stoupakis' ideas, but I will say,
there you go.
If he's doing it, I want to taste.
I want a little.
I want to taste what
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it yet, and maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Right.
But if I can seem to devote a little bit of time after this painting's done, then I will.
I guess I'm
more
also
excited about wanting to make music.
Yeah, I think I'm limiting my idea of like who to sell it to. My audience, I don't think, are digital buyers.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's and that's the thing. I already got that's the thing. I ended up. Like, I just did this. I just moved a sticker. I made stickers because I wanted to make stickers. I didn't make them thinking like, oh, maybe I'll be able to sell a bunch of them. I don't know. I just wanted to make stickers. Same way with this thing.
Stickers.
Well, that's one. The other one's in the other room.
Is it because I don't pay $1 a month for your fucking Patreon?
No, I didn't even post this on Patreon. I posted it just the other day for the first time on Facebook, but you're not on there anymore.
And you're selling them now?
Yeah. I have them up in the shop for and it's cool because it's the cheapest thing that I have available on my shop. So I went from having $20 prints to now I think those are like $6 or something like that for 3 of them. But anyway, I wasn't bringing it up to promote my fucking stickers. I brought it up to say that I just felt like making them. I want to make stickers. I was like, I love stickers growing up. You know what I mean?
Stoupakis, BigCartel.com.
Yeah, my whole computer right here is filled with stickers. I love stickers, right? I love them growing up. Right. I want to make them.
Yeah.
Same way with this thing. I can't think about 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 my people who like my work, whether or not they would want an NFT from me or not. Whatever. I don't know. Right. I just want to do it. Right. But that's fun.
Yeah. Try it out.
God
damn it.
Yeah. I say I can't. I can't. I gotta get I don't know. I did that a long time ago.
I'm not fully ready to dismiss it because I don't understand it, but it does make me angry.
Yeah.
And something in my gut tells me, David, you hate this shit.
Yeah.
But I'm curious.
Yeah. I mean, it gave me
I'm
that.
Curious because am I curious because I think it's fun, or I'm curious because I have trouble paying my fucking rent. Again, I would like, alternate income because this last year shut down my shop. Like nobody's buying art. The way that I got used to selling art, and my accessibility to my gallery, which is across the ocean, is been cut off too. So I'm like, my supply lines.
I would keep if you do get into it, I'd keep your expectations of it low.
Because that's my MO.
Yeah, because I just don't. I don't. It's more of if it catches somebody's eye that feels like they want to. Uplift you or whatever.
It's not just like about you selling that one thing. It's about it selling and reselling because it's got to pick momentum like a ball rolling down a hill.
Yeah.
It's got to somebody has to be emotionally already invested, or maybe like they think you're cool, or they think they're your friends and all this. And
another cool thing too, which it seems like on one of the sites that I was looking at, and it's I don't know if it's for all the sites or if it's only for certain ones, but it also seems like it has like kind of like a bidding process too, where somebody will make their work available for a certain amount of time, and they'll start it off at this price, right? And then they'll a bidding. So then other people will be bidding it up and stuff,
Oh, David, don't make me do this.
Do it. Because I said so.
Done. Trust me. I'm going to call you next week, and I'm going to be like, "Oh my god, an NFT," and I didn't make any money. Why would I want to create another parallel universe where I don't make money? That's how I feel. I'm a loser, and it's like it's hard enough not making money in this market to jump into another market. I shouldn't be so nega also, but
you be a little hard on yourself.
It's the energy and stuff to invest into it, but it's interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was the thing about investing the time and the energy into it, because it's not going to, I mean, it probably wouldn't take you more than a day to do it, but it would be investing a whole day and.
I want to look into the websites and which one I like and which one.
Actually, in that way, it would take you a lot longer than a day, because I'm sure you want to do a lot of research. If I think about how much research I've done, it's probably been quite a few days.
Yeah,
but
$150, $160, even $200 is not a big investment.
No,
if you have the chance to double that money, by the sales, or triple or quadruple, or whatever, Oh God!
Yeah, that would be my thing. Just trying to make your money back.
For instance, I'm sorry. I was going to say, for instance, like I have an idea. Like when you think about like print work, like there's a general range of $20 to like $100 for a limited edition print, and that's pretty common. I'm curious if there's a common price range that people are. Or is it just all over?
It's all over the place. It really does seem like it's all over the place. Like you'll have somebody selling for 0.1, and then somebody else selling it for 10.
Who's just trying to make the money right away.
Yeah, like you have somebody who's instantly asking $40,000 for a piece of work.
Fucking, it's like a gold rush. It's like fucking minor Miner 49 are getting those hills, man, looking for the gold.
My thing is like the way that I looked at it is like I would do it like I would start, I would start low. I would start like like a price that like maybe I might sell a smaller painting for or something like that. You know what I mean? And then see what happens from there.
Gross.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's exactly what I would do if I did like a 5x7, and then made that into the digital thing. Then I would charge for how much, unless it was going to be an open edition.
The digital file itself, the quality of digital file, I guess, is there a standard?
Yeah.
What is the standard?
It seems like the sizes are all usually around roughly the same size, and there is like a megabyte, size, I believe, because that's the thing that I thought was pretty interesting about it. Because I would be like, well, if I'm going to spend this much money on it, am I going to get like a high resolution image of it if I want to be on my TV or my computer or whatever, and I want to stare at this thing and zoom into it or something? But it seems like there is a certain size, I didn't look too much into that, but it does seem like there is some kind of certain size of megabytes and all that stuff.
Are people selling pornography?
Oh, they gotta be. Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I haven't looked into it, but I would think so.
That's so weird.
I mean, once you start selling stuff like this, then people just start selling everything. I mean, you got all these like influencers or whatever the fuck they're called, that are like just
lazy douchebags
jumping on there, and because they have 2 million followers or whatever on their social media, that now they're turning around and selling stuff.
Yeah, and because followers are a big commodity now.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate this digital world that we're using right now to make this podcast.
Right.
I do feel like I'm shackled. I feel like it's like
so true.
The idea of forced fun,
Yeah.
It's just so. But at the same time, I don't want to be like the closed-minded, embittered old fuck who's like, you kids go around my lawn, But at the same time, something smells fishy, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, but
that's my personal bullshit.
That's everything, though. That's everything. Yeah. Everything's in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just want to wake up and it's gone.
Yeah.
I don't know, because now I can't stop thinking about it. Yeah. You made me very, very upset, David.
Why?
Because you informed me about all this stuff.
Yeah.
Makes me want to try. No, it makes me want to try something.
Yeah. I mean, like, I just, my thing is, like, I'm never gonna, anything that could, anything that looks fun, or anything that, like, could help me, you know what I mean? That's the way, that, like, as soon as I find out the next social media thing, I'll be the first thing to jump on it. Because, why wouldn't I? Like, it's a place for me to promote what I'm doing. If that becomes to be the most popular thing, then I'm on it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I'm not saying this about the NFT shit. I just think about like this process of life. It's just it is what it is, and it's yeah. I don't know. Like I gotta like I don't want to be irrelevant with like or not irrelevant, not social media. Like I think I'm trying to word this better. I'm trying to think about this. Like I don't want to paint in a vacuum. I would like to share what I do with the world, and however I can get my shit out there, then I'm going to be the first to be on that thing.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
FOMO, baby.
FOMO.
Yeah. Fear of missing out.
Oh. Yeah.
It's like a side effect, contemporary side effect of all the creation of all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Is FOMO. And that's what kids are going through. This is what a lot of teenagers go through, where they get involved in whatever it is, because everything's on social media and people are posting, and it's like my friends are having parties. I should be at parties. Why don't I go? Why don't I have a social life?
Shit's see, that shit is like that for me, probably because I'm, my age and all that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about all that. Like, that shit to me that's dangerous. That's the crazy shit. I just mean in the way of being taking
utilizing everything that's available.
Yeah, taking advantage to promote what I do. You know what I mean? To share with the world what I'm sitting in here and spending 14 hours a day on, that I can finally go, hey, I know you don't live in New York and there's no gallery or whatever or whatnot, so at least you can see it this way, and that. Right. And then obviously, if it wasn't for social media, I wouldn't have, that's the reason why I'm able to make a living, So, right. But yeah, I don't even know. Oh yeah, so that other side of that's like the, just because you have it doesn't mean like we have to be on it all the time either.
You have to, use it constantly.
Yeah.
But it's also addictive. Some of the things, the things.
Absolutely, it's built to be it's built to fucking suck your life away.
Speaking of sucking my life away, I've got to go.
Okay.
I'm gonna make an official exit before I make an unofficial exit with you on the phone. The official exit is thanks for listening.
Oh yes, thank you. Yes.
To my confusion. And I really appreciate it, because I came in very angry and I'm leaving curious, and that's important, because I don't want to be dismissive of everything that I find offensive, because frankly I don't know a lot of stuff about a lot of things. I'm still annoyed, but I'm curious.
Yeah. And it's helped me too, because to realize what I was even, because a lot of this shit has just been in my head and not talking to anybody about it,
So. Yeah, exactly. Articulating it, getting it out, having the conversation is good. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say goodbye to everyone unofficially, and please buy my NFT. You can find my NFT online. Google me. Just Google me. You'll find me. Google me. Google me every day. There's something new every day. You know what? It's serious. Okay, I love you. Thanks.
Love you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Goodbye. Goodbye, art.